Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Thursday, November 17th. We're gonna look at the market. Lesson for the day, like every day, is patience. Specifically, patience after you get out of a play and take profits. Patience to get back in. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT. And get on our Discord server. Link for those in the description. Right there. So I'm going to be monitoring while I'm doing the video UNG, but basically SPY today sold off pre-market, sold off, and then jobless claims came out. I believe that's what this spike was from. Is that was some other data. I thought it was at 8:30. One of the data sets did this spike. I had the short 5 micros on the SPY closing yesterday, or opening up yesterday, because of just the TA that I showed in yesterday's video. You can go watch that if you'd like to see. And then yeah, so I had a pretty tight stop take profit order on it, and it didn't trigger, thankfully, and I woke up and these 5 contracts were up like $1,200, like right around here. And then my UNG longs were up like $800 from this kind of gap up. So waking up in the morning being up $2,000, I was hyped. Left them, and then market opens and I kind of want to take profits, but I still believe in the move, and this is the problem. So close my SPY puts here, not puts, but short futures. Close those here, and then I wanted to get back into it because I still believed in the play, and I saw this engulfing candle, and this was 10:30, so still kind of early. I like to kind of wait for the day. This maybe would have been a fine trade, but just having patience overall, and once you take profits, not be quick to jump back in, just sit on it for a bit. Took a short back here, went through here, saw signs of a bottom, but take a short there. No, I'm sorry, I took a short here. I wish I took a short there. I took it here for the break of the low. That's why, yeah, not enough patience. I saw it breaking this low and I took the short here. Ripped up, and then I was just gonna hold it because I saw it in the longer term. So held through that, saw this bottom, and figured, all right, it's probably gonna rally, but I didn't want to take losses on the short, so holding. And then out of nowhere, no news as far as I could see, this SPY just started squeezing, even pretty low volume too. Really strange. Consolidated and then kind of melted up. Almost filled the gap, got really close to filling the gap, but not quite. Still tiny gap up there. I don't know if it was housing data that came out or what, but something caused it to just go kind of berserk. Yeah, kind of short squeezing in the middle of the day. We'll look at GME too. So GME kind of is looking very strong for today, tomorrow, and next week. Still, I think is definitely on the table for some moves to test that 35 at least. Anyways, so yeah, I was in my short. Up here is down like $1,100, like but still believing in the hourly TA that I have here and the daily RSI divergence. And here, sure enough, it's coming back down. So with the futures, makes sense oftentimes to hold unless if big things change with your analysis, either technical or fundamental. So yeah, still holding that one. And then natural gas, don't forget today's lesson. Don't be too quick to jump back in. Patience. Natural gas, I took my profits here. I just wanted to take profits. And then let's see what happened here. I think I took a short here actually. I took a short somewhere in here. I think maybe breaking this low, I took a short. And it was up a little bit, and I didn't put a stop limit on it fast enough. I kind of thought it was keep coming down. I just kind of ignored this double doji candle and then this engulfing candle for some reason. Then it came back up, and then I was underwater on it. But I held it because I saw these topping candles, which are signs of a top, and this is also at a resistance from further back. So I was like, all right, it's gonna keep coming down. Bearish MACD. It's hitting resistance up here. And then this is at this resistance right here. So it's at this resistance. So I held it. That was 3 of those, and 3 of those are like 50,000 or 47,000 in in capital basically, which isn't as much as the 5 micros on SPY, but since UNG moves much more and more volatile, it's crazy. And the tick, like the way it ticks is, I think it's like $12.50 per tick, so it's just kind of crazy. Anyways, yeah, so held that, and then I thought, okay, if it breaks this, I'm gonna flip, close, take the loss, which I don't like to do, and I'm gonna go long because it's breaking this resistance, and I see us moving up to at least this point. So right here, ended up doing that. Right here, flipped it, took like a $650 loss. It's okay, I was still up, whatever, 1,400 on the day. And then it came down. I was like, oh no, I'm going against me. But then it came back up, and I was happy, and I closed out, made back, I don't know if I made back the whole 650. I think I made back most of it though. Well, I maybe traded once in here and got out, and then I waited here. So I almost went long, and I was waiting for the break, didn't break. And I was like, well, maybe I'll go short. And I was kind of slow on the trigger on this one because this thing is volatile. Sometimes it just wicks down and rips up. So I didn't go short. It's easy to see in hindsight, but I almost went short here, and I was like, well, it hasn't really broken that low. It did reject that top, but doesn't mean it won't bust through it. And then on this candle, I opened up, or put a limit order here as it was breaking, and it should have been a market order. Hindsight, of course, but this thing just flushed. So for whatever reason, UNG, like natural gas, the pricing moves so quick sometimes, and I think this was on news, and it just went boop and went all the way down so quickly. And so I figured it might be a move like we had yesterday, but just the opposite. See this ridiculous move yesterday? I still don't know what this news was on. This was like a 2 or 3% move right there intraday. So on the bounce, I took a short right here, and then it just melts up. I'm like, oh gosh. So that's where I'm at actually right now. I'm still stuck on that one, which I'll wait. That being said, this is kind of holding up nicely. Looks like that support. On the hourly looks good. The only thing I see on it is this resistance up here. It hasn't broken through. So that's what's making me think it's probably going to come down and do what it's been doing for basically like a month, just trading in this range. I mean, it hasn't always hit the very top at the very bottom, but it's literally just been trading this range with one breakout. So I figure if it's not breaking that resistance, it's probably going to come down at least and test the support again. So we'll see. I'll probably just try and take a small profit on it. I don't want to hold it. It definitely seems like UNG's price is being suppressed, just natural gas price in general, to prop up the economies that are struggling from it. And I think we're seeing that reflected here in this interesting price action. Just big candles, big volatility, but all just stuck in a range. Kind of similar to how GME is, honestly. Just looks kind of manipulated. And then this. So I think this news, I didn't see any news that came out, and then later I kept refreshing, and I saw that as 2 hospitalized after home explodes from gas leak. It's actually crazy. It's a ring camera, and the house across the street blows up. So I'm wondering if that's what this drop was from, and then there's an overreaction, which it always is. That's just algos, I think. But yeah, I'm not sure because I didn't see any other news. If it weren't for that resistance, I mean, this chart looks pretty bullish still. We've got a bull flag here, came up, another kind of bull flag in a way, but it's holding that support. So I don't want to be stuck with a short on this. Daily candle though is a double doji, so that could be a sign of a reversal back to the downside, especially since it's at a resistance. Yeah, so not sure what I'll do with that, but GME very strong today. Yeah, low volume, maybe even lower than, yeah, I think we're gonna have lower than yesterday, which was very low. Holding up very well. Relative strength to the SPY is incredible. Any little pop on here, GME is just ripping. Okay, now it's starting to get some volatility to the downside, it looks like. I bought calls just because they were cheap. Low IV, remember IV low on GME, I'm buying calls. So next Friday's calls are in the 80% IV. So I got 28s for next week. Took profits on them, like here, like 20 or 30%. Not a huge amount of gains, but took profits and then came down and then came back up, and then they're more expensive. So GME is really fighting to stay strong here. I got back in, seeing this volume and these candles. I'm like, dude, GME might just start going crazy right now. But I think we should see it in the next, I'd say 7 trading days, because Thanksgiving's next week. So Thursday, Friday, was it Thursday's a half day, Friday's closed, something like that, or this is closed, that's a half day. I can't remember. And that's maybe why the IV is lower. That's what Don was saying, that, which makes sense. I didn't even think about that, but at any rate, it's still pretty cheap. But I think, yeah, maybe tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think one of those days might hit a big pop. And what's even more insane is look at the date. Today's the 17th. Remember how we were saying we're repeating this? Look at when this was. Literally a year ago. That's the 19th of November. And it's happened before where they literally had it run like the same day the year prior, which is just insane. I'd have to find it. It's one of these days. Like, it's a single rally day that happened the year before. So it looked like we're in the zone. This is also in November, and even this whole action right here, this whole business. Remember I said the countdown for a peak here for us on GME would actually be tomorrow, but not to say it can't happen next week. But the fact that this is the 19th, so the 19th is what, Tuesday? Oh, what is the 19th? 19th is Saturday, so 21st, 22nd, I don't know. But I think it's looking very primed to rally. Hopefully it blows through 35, but yeah, there you go. There's a little suppression. Hopefully it blows through 35. I'm not holding my breath for it though. I will be probably scaling out somewhere around there and holding to see if it breaks through. If there's no halt or anything like that, I'll probably hold quite a bit more. But that's basically just how they shut it down. And it has been for at least the last 2 pinches, 2 or 3. This last one surprised me though, even though they halted it, just because it was at a lower price. I wasn't expecting it, the peak be 35. Where is that? Is this it? Let's hit 23. Oh, that's UNG. Oh my gosh, that's so weird. Wait. What's going on? Okay, I thought UNG chart was looking very similar to GME. It's kind of similar though. You see what I mean? This spike day was on a different day. I thought that was on the same day at first second. That freaked me out. No, so this was the spike right here. Still though, kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, so I think that looks good. Here's a count. So yeah, this is the 5 short MESs I have, 100 grand in value, and then I just have 2 of these natural gas shorts right now. I was trading 3s a lot today, and I was kind of sweating that for a bit, but still up today, 800. This morning again, I was up like 2 grand, realized it, and then started getting back into soon, and that's why it's now not as nice. So I closed the GME calls, reopened them for a higher price, because that's how you do it. And that's all this is. Don't think I have anything else in here. Qualcomm plays for this week, look, they're dead. MDB for next week, maybe still alive. Werby, I haven't even looked at the chart, but I've got a month on there. Yeah, so once the cash settles on the margin, if I can realize some of these gains, I will be transferring, trying to transfer probably like at the end of the week. I might just do it weekly if I have gains over to the Theta Farm account. So I just get the money away from me and I can hide it and farm Theta, and then kind of just rinse, repeat, and keep the margin tight so I don't just use too much, basically. That's the plan. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget about the lesson, and we'll see you on Discord. Peace out.